Photograph leaders, welcome back to my channel. I'm just giving you a spontaneous tour of the Botanical Gardens on a Monday morning in Georgetown, Guyana. I am on the walking path in the front half of the Botanical Gardens, just in time to see the Presidential Guard in their morning drills. That's the Presidential Guard over by the Seven Ponds Place of Heroes. It's near to the mausoleum. Just wanted to show you some of the developments here in the Botanical Gardens. We did have a talk with the tall bike rider who's heading out of the gardens at this time, but we're gonna stitch that to the end of this video. So that's looking towards the front of the gardens, and that's the tall bike rider heading out of the gardens.
Spirits of love, spirits of the ancestor. I love my country dearly. Take the video. This is the guy called by Clocky. I love my country. To the Guyanese that has assisted me on my musical and fashion career, I really want to thank you guys. You guys has been donating to me throughout my whole life. I never get to get an official job in my country, but it's lucky me. I sing the song, son-in-law must never live by mother-in-law. Why the hell you wanna this guy and a lucky be original source? Look it up. But my Guyanese people, I love you. But it's the oppressors is what is the problem. I take time out to do it. I love you, brother. Thank you for this video. All the people that's been posting my video and promoting me, I really want to thank you. You guys doesn't have to do it. You guys do it. Hashtag tall bike lucky me. Let me show you.
Tell us about the bike, man.
How I get up on the bicycle, right? This is how you get up on the bicycle. The question is, how do you get up on the bike? So this is how you get up. Back like that.
So what's the name? Tall Man Bicycle?
Yeah, Tall Bike Lucky B. Lucky B is my name, and the bicycle is Tall Bike Lucky B. If you hashtag, you post it, put one word, Tall Bike Lucky B. Love is the answer. Bush African Village, I'm working on a project to inspire young people to return to the site and do what their ancestor was doing.
Good
so,
job.
Guyana, once again, I love you. Spirits of love and unity from the ancestor. I love you guys. Respect, love.
Good job.
How was it? Nice?
Good.
I highly appreciate you taking the time out to video me as well too, you know?
Good.
I love it. Thank you.
And over in the distance, the gardens. And stitch that to the end. So here is the refurbished bandstand. So this is the bandstand in the Botanical Gardens. It has been refurbished. They put a new roof on it and a new floor. And they have recycled the wrought iron. All of these wrought iron pieces have been recycled. It's almost completed. Haven't yet put back in the lights, the electric lights, all of the lights, and they've not finished connecting it again to the walking path. But there is some progress. They've actually done a fairly decent job refurbishing this. Yeah, this bandstand, and they're usually, especially in the summer, are concerts by the police band. I think the police and the military have their own bands, and so sometimes in the summer, if you're lucky, you can catch the bands playing at the bandstand, usually in the afternoon before sunset. But let me show you what has been done since the last time we were here in the Botanical Gardens. It's still not fully refurbished, but it's getting a lot more use now than previously. So there's a long line of cars always at the front of the gardens. That's because these cars belong to the people who work at the Presidential Guard. So the Presidential Guard is in the front of the gardens, those buildings in the front of the gardens, and these are the guys who are now conducting drills. Right, that's the Presidential Guard conducting drills at the front of the gardens, at the place of the 7 ponds. This is the walkway across from the bandstand, and since the last time we were here, they've added a number of picnic tables on these concrete platforms. Right, they've added a number of picnic tables here in the Botanical Gardens, scattered around. Alright, there's some more picnic tables. We just passed a couple of them at the entrance here. Today's a busy day for the Presidential Guard, as you can see. A number of them still assembling. Alright, so a lot of these picnic tables have been added to the gardens, and straight ahead that is the water fountain. Don't know if the fountain is working or is operational, but this water fountain, when it's working, it's quite adds to the atmosphere here in the gardens. I can see some water in the pool under the fountain, but the fountain is not working right now. It's not operational. I don't know when to turn it on, but right now it's off. So this is the pool and the fountain. More picnic benches, tables, and on platforms in that direction. That takes us back to the mausoleum. And straight ahead here on this walking path is the office of the Botanical Gardens. So this is the building out of which the management team that manages the Botanical Gardens operates. More picnic tables. What is interesting in this location is the weather station. So the Botanical Gardens actually has a meteorology weather station, and this is the location here in the gardens. So these are all the devices that are used to record the weather. You can see there's a weather vane. Okay, that's a weather vane that gives you the direction of the wind. There's a bird sitting on it right now. Tells you the wind is blowing from the east. Right, this is the weather vane. This is the device that gives you the wind speed. Right, this measures the velocity of the wind, and it tells us that there's a slight wind. Right now there are a couple of those wind velocity meters. This one on the ground says that the wind at the ground surface is almost zero. And there are a number of other devices measuring things like humidity, rainfall. You know, the amount of water caught in this basin gives you millimeters of rainfall. And a couple of other devices like the solar intensity monitors. This one seems to be a glass ball at the top of a pillar, and that probably measures sun's intensity. Here is a solar panel attached to an antenna, which suggests that they're doing some kind of telemetry. This information is being transmitted back to the probably the building where it's recorded. Information is collected and recorded and stored. So this is the weather station here in the Botanical Gardens. And these are all the devices that are used to measure weather at this location. There's also weather stations at Timeri Airport and maybe other places around the country. But this is what's happening here in the Botanical Garden since the last time we were here. This is just a brief update for people who are keeping track of how things are changing. The government has actually spent a fair sum of money in the past year or so refurbishing certain aspects of the Botanical Gardens, and it's beginning to have a good impact because more people are coming to the gardens for recreation. Presidential Guard still in the back. They are on their morning drill. So let's see if you can see them. So more people use the gardens now in the afternoons for recreation because of all these new picnic tables that have been added. And I'm just going to show you the brief chat I had with the tall bicycle guy. Straight ahead, that is the operational center for the Presidential Guard. So they've added, well, the Presidential Guard uses or has their headquarters here in the Botanical Gardens, and that's why there are usually a lot of cars around these gazebos. I've built a few of these gazebos around. This is one near the front entrance, and more picnic tables. More picnic tables here. Morning. Oh, that's the Presidential Guard headquarters here in the Botanical Gardens. And they're busy today, perhaps because they're preparing for some events. On the other side of the Botanical Gardens of this location, there is the Zoological Park. The government has been collecting suggestions for the refurbishment of the zoo. So those of you still have ideas about how to modernize the Guyana Zoo, this is your chance to do so, to make your suggestions. This is another fountain here at the entrance of the Botanical Gardens, and the Zoological Park on the other side. Like I said, a lot of these vehicles that are parked up on the side of the entrance, these are Presidential Guard. And this is the entrance to the zoo. Now, I'm not going to go into the zoo. I think the Zoological Park has been in a deplorable state for more than a decade now, but it's promising that the government is going to spend some money to rebuild and refurbish the zoo. We're waiting for that to happen so that we can take a look at what the innovative minds come up with. I hope they take some lessons from places like Singapore and Malaysia that have very nice zoological parks. This is the manatee station. Morning. So the manatee pond opens into this outlet or inlet. That's where they can come in to feed. Manatees are not visible. But this is the manatee pond. It wraps around this little island. And sometimes you can see the manatees come up from underneath the seaweeds, the water weeds. This is the gardens, the zoo, the current state of the National Zoo. But hopefully it won't be this way for long. They're going to be spending a lot of money to refurbish it in the near future. But that's it, guys. This is what's happening here in the Botanical Gardens on a Monday morning, Monday the 12th of January 2025. And hopefully when this zoo is finally refurbished, we'll be able to take a look inside at what they've come up with. But that's what's happening here in Georgetown, Guyana. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe. Share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana, as we head out. This is the carriage house at the entrance. This is not a full tour of the Botanical Gardens. We didn't go all the way to the back, just the front and a little bit of the front end. Just looking back where we came from. That's the carriage house. And this is the entrance.